Mr. Pierre Poilievre Leader of Opposition with us. Good morning, Mr. Pierre Poilievre. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Toronto.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
Very welcome, Mr. Poilievre. We have a couple of questions. So recently, today's headline, Mr. Han Dong has resigned from his caucus. So recently, there is a lot of questions regarding interference by foreign government in Canadian political system. Is a major issue in our country. How would a government led by you ensure our institution and electoral process is not influenced by foreign government and their agents?
Well, first of all, we need a full public inquiry. Justin Trudeau has to end his cover-up. There have been numerous CSIS reports showing that the dictatorship in Beijing wanted to keep Justin Trudeau in power. They interfered in 2 elections to do it. They donated $200,000 to the Trudeau Foundation. And but Mr. Trudeau keeps covering up the details and the facts. We believe a full public inquiry headed up by a judge where witnesses have to testify under oath would give us the truth. Secondly, we believe there should be a foreign influence registry requiring anyone who's paid by a foreign government to manipulate or influence Canadian politics or government should be forced to register so that we know who they are. You know, in Canada, we have a lobbyist registry. If you want to lobby for a food bank or a United Way, you have to register. But there's no such thing if you're working to influence for a foreign government. That's crazy. Bring in a foreign influence registry now.
Mr. Poilievre, the Canadian media and Canadian politicians no waste the time to expressing their concern about the interference by China in our system, but they fail to take notes of countries such as India, Russia, Iran at the same intensity. How would a government led by you to keep our institution free from a foreign government and restore public interest in our political system?
Again, we do need a full public inquiry so Canadians know the truth. And secondly, we need a registry that will force anyone agent who's working for a foreign government paid to influence our politics should register so their names are online and everybody knows who they are. That will prevent them from having positions that would allow them to have undue influence in the government, and it would open all of our eyes to those around us who are working for foreign governments.
In these days, from last about 7-8 months, Canadians are facing high interest rate, inflation, especially grocery, and affordability is major concern of Canadians. How would, in your leadership, the Canadian will feel they are now in safe hand if you form your government in next election?
Well, the cost of government is driving up the cost of living. $500 billion of inflationary government deficits have bid up the goods we buy and the interest we pay. This is Canada after 8 years of Justin Trudeau. On top of that, he's bringing in the carbon tax that is going up on April the 1st. It will be fully 14 cents a liter for gas, diesel, and hundreds of dollars more for home heating bills. This carbon tax drives up the cost of everything. So a Poilievre government will do the opposite. We'll cap government spending, cut government waste, eliminate the inflationary carbon tax to lower gas, heat, and grocery bills. In other words, we'll bring home lower prices by ending the inflationary carbon tax and deficits.
The next question is belong to our Punjabi community or Punjabi diaspora. I would like to remind you, Canada recently negotiated air agreement with India, where Trudeau government failed to include an airport in Punjab as a destination for Canadian air carriers. Canadian of Punjabi diaspora are saying that Liberal MPs fail to represent communities' interest in Ottawa. What can you, as a leader of opposition, official opposition, and member of your caucus, to do establish direct link between Canadian airport and a airport in Punjab like Amritsar and Chandigarh?
Well, Justin Trudeau has failed the Punjabi community. After 8 years, he still has not secured a direct flight to the state of Punjab. And he agreed to sign an open skies agreement with India that did not include a flight to Chandigarh or Amritsar. And so I thought this was crazy. We have the biggest diaspora of Punjabis in the world. There's no direct flight, though, to that state. You know what's interesting, though? India does allow direct flights to the state of Punjab from Singapore, Malaysia, the United Kingdom, Uzbekistan, Italy. It's clear that India doesn't have a problem with direct flights to the state of Punjab. So why would they block it from Canada? I think it's because the Canadian government failed to raise this important issue. So I called the High Commissioner from India, and we had a Zoom meeting. He said he has no problem with it. I spoke to Air India. They believe that it's something that might have a business case. They have to. They're working at acquiring new planes, but they are open-minded as well. But Conservatives are going to continue to fight for a flight direct from Vancouver and or Toronto to the state of Punjab. It just makes sense.
If Indian High Commission told these words, so what did you want to say? The Canadian politician, they are not lobbied with Canadian government to include Amritsar or Chandigarh? Did you mean to say that, Mr. Poilievre?
I think that Justin Trudeau and his transportation minister just did not fight for Punjabi Canadians. They did not push for this. I think they forgot about it, and they just let it slip. They take Punjabi Canadians for granted. Liberals think that they already won in Brampton and Surrey and other places where Punjabi Canadians live, and so they don't have to care about them anymore. That's not the way it should work. We should fight for every Canadian. We have 1 million people in Canada who are from the Punjab. Why not allow them to have a direct flight? It would be a big win for Canadians, but also for India, because there would be more flights to the state of Punjab from Canada, which means more tourism and a stronger economy. And I think it would actually bring more tourism from the Punjab to Canada. So a big win for both countries. All we need is a government in Ottawa that will actually fight to bring it home.
Thank you for advocacy in Punjabi community. The last question, Mr. Poilievre, today is a historical day for Canada. After 2009, American Rashtrapati, Mr. Joe Biden will be in Ottawa today. And we heard from media, you are also going to meet Mr. Biden?
Yes.
So what kind of...
the president.
Sorry. Please go ahead, Mr. Poilievre.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm honored to meet with the President of the United States. On my agenda is to bring home Canadian jobs and Canadian interests. So Trudeau has failed to get us a deal on softwood lumber. So that means that the Americans are charging tariffs on our wood. This is hurting our industry and our workers. Poilievre government will work to put an end to this policy of tariffs on wood. I also fight to end Buy America policies that block Canadian construction companies from doing American building projects. We should have free trade in construction, and I'll fight for an end to that. So those are two major issues that I'll be putting on the agenda with President Biden. We have to bring home our jobs, bring home our paychecks, bring it home for Canada.
Thank you, Mr. Poilievre, for joining us. today. But lastly, if you want to say anything to our listener, our South Asian community, if you have any word to say to our listener, you can go ahead, please.
Yes, we need to bring home a Canada that works for the people who work. Right now, Canadians are working harder than ever for less and less. Their paychecks are chewed up by inflation and higher taxes under 8 years of Justin Trudeau. So we need to bring home lower prices by getting rid of the inflationary deficits and taxes, bring home powerful paychecks by lowering income tax so that hard work pays off, bring homes people can afford by linking the dollars that cities get to the amount of houses they allow to be built so that we can free up land and speed up construction, bring home safe streets by ending the catch and release bail policy that allows criminals back in the streets, by banning hard drugs, and by putting our brothers and sisters into treatment if they are addicted. And finally, we need to bring home more freedom by ending censorship and excessive government controls. It's common sense of the common people, united for our common home, Canada. Your home, my home, our home. Let's bring it home.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pierre, for an early morning joining us. Have a fantastic day. Good luck.
Thank you. Great to be with you.
Yes, and Mr. Pierre Poilievre, Conservative Party the leader or leader of opposition. ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸਵਾਲ ਸੀਗੇ ਔਰ ਮੋਸਟ ਆਫ them ਮੈਂ ਕਵਰ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਰੰਟ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਸੀਗੇ ਕੁਝ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਚਾਈਨੀਜ਼ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਤੋਂ MP ਆ ਉਸਨੇ ਰਿਜ਼ਾਈਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਚੇਂਜਸ ਆਈਆਂ ਨੇ ਸੋ ਉਮੀਦ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇਹ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੀਡਰ ਆਫ ਆਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵੱਲ ਰਾਹੇਵੰਦ ਰਹੇਗੀ ਸੋ